Hello, my name is Dragonfly, and I'm here with Smallish Planet Studios, bringing you interviews with radical minds. Tonight our guest is up-and-coming animator and comic strip artist Strich. He has taken YouTube and Facebook by storm, it seems, but some question whether there's any foundation to his craft. Without further ado, Strich, where have you come from? It's difficult to know quite how to answer that, where to put the beginning and where to. I guess the end would be right here at this interview, but I went to college for psychology, and well, let's see, I grew up an Army brat, went to college at UC Santa Barbara for psychology, and then graduate school at the University of Washington for ecosystem management. Actually, it was a public administration degree, but I had more fun hanging out with the folks over in the ecosystem science and conservation portion of the School of Forestry there, and then had a 10-year career in marketing, particularly marketing for the performing arts. So I was immersed in art as a salesman, and then was laid off in a tragic turn of events from my most recent place of employment, and I've gone through about 3 or 4 years of extreme hatred of the entire artistic community as a result, and that did nothing but land me in the hospital with a blown appendix. And in the 12 months since then, well, I guess 10 months since that unfortunate experience, I've gone through a dramatic change in what I think I am. Basically, I was convinced that I was a salesman, and I've just discovered that really what I've always wanted to be is an artist. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to be an artist. Well, then I looked at myself and said, you don't have any talent, as I've often been accused of. And I said, so what? Well, yes, of course, we're all on the edge of our seats. Tell me, from whom do you draw the greatest creative inspiration? Well, I don't know if I'd call it so much a whom. You see, Dragonfly, this is the whole inspiration for my work, is how difficult it is to communicate using language, and language is really, it's just it's an excuse, or it's a poor imitation for what I believe to be a more basic, fundamental language. And it's the language that we communicate with in our dreams. It's the language through which we communicate with the primal essence of the universe itself. And there are a lot of other artists out there who I certainly do derive creative inspiration from, and who I copy straight up all the time. Most recently, I've been really thrilled with the work of Dmitri Kozma, and in a lot of his work he seems committed to a similar endeavor to just unite humanity with common experience and using a language that everyone can understand, despite their native tongue or level of education or financial status, experience with markets or popular American culture. So, other than Cosma, I think, the standard, Jimi Hendrix and Thomas Jefferson and Gandhi and a lot of the characters that you see show up, Mark Twain, Jesus Christ, of course. I mean, how can I be an Anglo-Saxon, modern American, raised a military brat, and not consider Jesus Christ one of my creative influences? Along those lines, Aleister Crowley and even Martin Luther or Buddha, they all rate. And they all take their turn in the Senate of my mind. I seem to understand them more clearly while I'm dreaming. But translating that into some kind of language is just disappointing. And I found that I get a cathartic thrill trying to translate some of those things through my work. Strich, honestly, tell me, how do you persist in these artistic endeavors with what appears to be an absolute dearth of artistic ability or artistic training or even demonstrated skill? Dragonfly, Kenny Powers once said that fundamentals are the crutch of the talentless. And I say talent is in the mind of the artist himself. And if he's willing to give himself or herself or itself permission to express the things that when they look inside and honestly have to admit they just must express, and in ways that might appear grotesque or alarming or disappointing to the audience. All those things can be tools. Even a lack of talent can be a vehicle to understanding. So, I've already used the F word once in this interview, and I hope it doesn't do anything to disrupt your effort and our mutual effort in conducting the interview. But I do basically, say this to all those people. And how does one persist at anything, Fly? I mean, you just do. You wake up and you feel compelled. So you follow through, or you don't. On some days you just go back to sleep, and and then on other days you go out in public and just make an absolute fool of yourself, and then you come back around to the thing that makes you feel good, and we all have those things, whatever they are. Some of them might not seem artistic, but I guarantee you that if you take a closer look at them, there's an artistic opportunity in whatever it is you love.